Using the seam at the center front of the mannequin as a guide, I pin a muslin for draping the front part. Then I pin another muslin at the side. Use the seam at the side front of the mannequin as a guide to pinch and pin the two cloths together. I trace along where the cloths meet and also at the side seams to get the pattern. I transferred the pattern from the muslin to paper by using a pin to poke through both layers along the pattern. This creates little perforated holes on the paper to trace along using a pencil. Since the mannequin is not my size, I had to modify the pieces by adding and subtracting accordingly. Then, I drafted a pattern for the back piece. Then add half an inch seam allowance all around each piece and cut them out. Since I had to modify the pattern, I'm not sure if it actually fits me, so I used some scrap fabrics I have to sew a mock piece. Turns out, the pattern was still a little too big for me, and I just took the mock piece and pinched little by little at the seams until it fits me. And this is my final pattern. But we're not done drafting yet! Because the back piece here has a low back, and I had to add some height for it to hold up the off-shoulder lace. I used the center front piece as a guide to see how much height I should add, and here is the final pattern for the back. Cut them out on fabric with the center front and the back piece cut on fold, and these are the pieces I have. Place the right sides of the center front and side front pieces together, pin and sew. Then place the right sides of the back piece and right side of one of the side piece together, pin and sew. Repeat everything again to create a lining piece, but for the lining piece, sew the back piece at the opposite side. Put these two aside and draft a pattern for the off-shoulder lace. Cut a piece of rectangle half the length of the shoulder width by the desired length of the off-shoulder lace. Draw lines 5 cm away from each other. Cut the lines but leave them attached at the tip. Spread this on another piece of paper evenly. For me, I left a 3 cm gap between each flap. The more you spread them out, the more flare you add to your off-shoulder lace. Add half an inch seam allowance all around except one side where you will be cutting the lace on fold. You should get this long strip of lace. Fold it in half right sides together and sew. Put it aside and now it's time to make the straps. Cut 2 pieces of fabrics that are the length you need by 4 cm. Fold them lengthwise and sew. Cut away the excess fabric, turn them right sides out using a loop turner, and now it's time to piece everything together. First, place the lining fabric right sides up. Find the center of the lining fabric by matching the seams and marking it. Attach the straps to the seams. Because I wanted the seam on the off-shoulder lace to be at the back of the dress, I folded the lace in half to find the center at the other side, where it will be the center front. Match the two centers together and pin with the right side of the lace facing down. Place the outer piece right sides facing down and match the seams with the lining fabric and sew across. Then repeat everything for the back. Sew the lining and the outer piece together at the arm areas. Hem the lace at where the raw edges are. Turn the top right sides out and the raw edges should be nicely hidden with one side of the top still unsewn. Put the top aside and now it's time to draft the skirt pattern. For this dress, I used a half circle skirt pattern. I went to this site and entered my measurements. It will help you calculate the radius of the circle. Use the measurement to draft the skirt pattern. Since I wanted the lace layer on this dress to be longer than the lining layer, I had to draft 2 different patterns. I followed another video on YouTube to draft my pattern, and the link is in the description box. Here are the lace and the lining fabric for the skirt. Place the top right sides up with the off-shoulder lace out of the way. Place the skirt lace right side down on the top, followed by the lining with the right side down. Pin, pin, pin and sew. I measured where the zipper will end and marked. Sew a basting stitch here and then a normal stitch here. Flatten the seam where the basting stitch is at and attach the zipper. Turn the dress right sides out and snip the basting stitches to free the zipper. Hem the bottom of the dress and it's done. Not really, cause I tried the dress on and I think that I didn't measure my shoulder width correctly. So the off-shoulder lace is quite droopy and I didn't really like the look. So I decided to gather the lace by sewing a gathering stitch on top, and then it's finally done!